Hello there, Ray here, and today I'd like to show you my infinitely automatic AFK blaze farm. With the introduction of shields into the game, I noticed that not only did the shield allow you to block the projectiles from a skeleton, but they also allowed you to block the projectiles from blazes as well. And this was useful, but not incredibly useful, since over time your shield would take damage and eventually break. But with the mending enchantment that came along, this allowed me to place the mending enchantment onto my shield, which allows me to repair my shield from the XPs over time. The way that this blaze farm works is that in the center here we have the blaze spawner, and to both sides I just added in some piston pushers that are run by slime blocks, and in 1.9 they allowed it so you can place tripwire on top of solid blocks as well as transparent blocks. Once the blazes come to the center, they will activate this slime block sequence slime block pusher here. And this is similar to the one I have in the Sandcidiator, and this just pushes the blazes into the center here. Once they come into the center here, there is a timed crusher here. This will allow the blazes to fall down into this crusher and get crushed until they have very few hearts left. And then once they come from there, they will come down here and activate another tripwire. And this tripwire will just go into another clock, which will just send out a minecart ever so often. But with 1.9 there's also a problem that blazes can kind of control the minecarts. So I gave them two options. They can either go that way or this way with their minecart. This kind of prevents the blazes from piling up and getting too many in there. Once the blazes get picked up on the minecart, they'll go past this activator rail. And normally if there's not a blaze in there, the activator rail will be turned on. So if I just remove this blaze here, and the next blaze that will come through, now the activator rail is activated. And the blaze will come through and hit onto this activator rail and get knocked off. And he'll get placed over here. And once he gets placed over here, he will just activate this piston, which just turns the activator rail off. This allows it so that more blazes can't be placed in the same spot. If you have too many blazes DDing in one spot, they will cause it so that none of their fireballs will ever reach the player. Any extra blazes that come across will just go through here and get suffocated into the solid blocks. The minecart will break off on the cactus and get collected by the hoppers, which will just take it back into this dispenser so it can be recycled again. The player will be standing down in here, and he'll stand about in the center of this block. You want to stay a little ways away from the blaze because it can kind of do a thorny effect if you get too close to him. Once the blaze attacks the player, the fireball will get reflected by the shield, but the fireball will also be considered hitting the player, so that the dogs see it as the blaze attacking the player. So the dogs will go and kill the blaze, and this allows the blaze to be killed by the dogs, and this gives the blaze the effect as if the player killed it, and it will allow the blaze to drop the XPs. So all the player really needs to have is his shield, and you need to have that mending effect on your shield, and you can also have the unbreaking effect. This just allows the shield to degrade more slowly, and any extra XP that comes off of the blazes you can see is going into my XP bar. So you do kind of get some XPs over time from this too if you do have the breaking 3 effect in there. And what you do is just hold down your right click and then have that held down, then you can just AFK here as long as you want. There's currently this mechanic in the game where if you hold your right click down and hold your shield up, then you go over top of a container with a GUI in it. Once the blaze is able to hit you with his fireball, this will cause your player to temporarily lower his shield, which will allow your player to click into the GUI. Once inside the GUI, you can lift up your right click button, and then you can just escape out of the GUI. Now it seems that your shield is put to the side, but it's actually still being held up. See, I was able to deflect it. This also allows you to be able to punch while still having the shield held up. Even though this effect is in the game currently, it will probably be removed. And actually testing this over several hours, this blocking effect that is held up using this glitch here will actually go away within like 3 hours or something. So it's not a good thing to use if you're AFKing for long periods of time. You can see that I got XPs from the dog killing the blazes, but there is currently a bug in the game that the dogs that kill the blazes use the wrong loot table. So you can see I actually don't get any blaze rods. And in the description I have a link to the bug report, and the bug report shows that the blazes are not given the proper loot tables as they would normally do. And ever since they introduced the loot tables, this has been incorrect. And I greatly appreciate it if everyone would go to that bug report and upvote it. And if you do upvote it, please tell me in the comments. This doesn't just only affect blazes, it affects everything that the dog normally kills. So if the dog normally kills, let's say like a wither skeleton, he will not also drop the wither skeleton skulls. Same goes for like spiders, they won't drop the spider eggs. This is a pretty wide affecting bug and it should be fixed. Once this bug is fixed, the blazes will drop their blaze rods. And since at 1.9 blaze rods are really important because you can now use them to make ender rods, and you can also use them to make blaze powder, which you have to use now in 1.9 to run your brewer stands, and as well as to make Eye of Enders, which are used in the ender crystals in 1.9 as well. This blaze farm is pretty simple, and I'll have a world download in the description. And I may do a tutorial on this if people want that, and I'll probably do a more updated version where I'll kind of increase the efficiency and change some little things in it. There you have it, guys, a simple infinitely automatic AFK blaze farm. If you found this interesting, show me with a like. If you'd like to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to comment. Bye bye!